Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and so today in this video, I'm going to be reviewing another one of Alred Films 15's videos. But yeah, so it's been a while. He's usually my go-to guy whenever I'm bored, and I'm like, hey, can I review one of your videos? And he's like, yeah, sure. And usually he improves from them, so yeah, I guess I'm doing him a favor, so yeah. Anywho, yeah, so we're just gonna be reviewing the video, and yeah, so let's get into it.
Oh, I don't like this. You think Batman's out there? Shut up. The boss said Batman's not coming. How do you know that? Batman's unpredictable. The boss said he is predictable. How does he know? Well, you know what? I'm not gonna question the boss. Let's just keep Batman from getting in here. And when he does get in here, we kill him dead.
There were a lot of parts in that part of the brick film, which I probably would have stopped it there, so I can give my commentary compliments and pointers, but I kind of feel like every single time I pause the video, right when something happens, it gets really annoying, so I just decided I'm going to do it at the end of it, so anywho, so right off their bat, we have Alred Films 15 back at it again with the awesome setting. He really knows how to build, his settings, unlike me. That's honestly, I think that as a channel, that's what he's best at, building the settings and, really establishing the mood by building that area. You can see it's a shady area, because, it's shady, and yeah. I really like the character design as well, especially Batman. I thought it was really creative, how you gave him two different colors of a helmet and a cape. I couldn't really see his torso or his legs, but that didn't really matter. It's fine. But yeah, so I thought that those were really good. Now I'm going to give my pointers. I always say that the lighting's not, there's no lighting, but that's kind of like a reoccurring theme that I see in a lot of your videos, so it's not really something that I worry about when I'm watching one of your videos. It just kind of becomes irrelevant. But yeah, I think that the dialogue is it doesn't sound that natural, and it kind of feels like you did it all in one take and it wasn't scripted. Almost like one of my Batman videos. Season 1 was a mess. But yeah, you know what I mean. The music was definitely a little too loud. I couldn't hear what they were saying half the time, especially towards the end. So I think that you could work a little more on the editing portion of your videos. But yeah, that's all I have to say for that segment.
Just like that. Just like that. Got that? Okay, sorry. Jeez. Sounds kind of weird. I'm so scared. Evan's very unpredictable. Very unpredictable. Ah!
I don't really know what to say about this part. I feel like the whole beginning of I feel like the whole beginning of the brick film is really, or the whole premise of it really is kind of, it feels generic, and I think it's mainly because, the opening scene is all about, sorry, I can't see if it's an opening scene or not, I haven't watched all of it yet, but, I feel like the opening scene, is what I'm going to call it so far, is basically just criminals, the lights off, they're like, oh my gosh, Batman's coming, I'm scared. Batman comes in, lights flicker, someone gets hurt, but I kind of feel like I was expecting more. I don't know, but the animation is definitely a lot smoother than in your other videos, so that was good, but yeah, so that's definitely a big improvement from the last videos that I've seen from you. I think that you should start using, ease in, ease out, because that really gives your animations really like a more lifelike feel. But yeah, so I feel like the dialogue in all of the beginning is really just kind of filler, and I think that you might want to have to work on your storytelling, because it's not exactly up there yet, I'd say. There's something called show don't tell. Basically, what it means is like showing how your characters feel, showing what's going on, and and not having someone say out, "Oh, I'm scared," and maybe animate them like shivering, you know, have that weird sound effect that sounds like really weird, you know. But yeah, and I feel like if you did that, then it would be a lot more interesting to see, because the exaggerated emotions would be really, really cool and really fun. So yeah.
Oh crap, it's Batman! What's wrong, Batman? You gonna come fight me? What are you waiting for, chicken? Come and fight me! You have our guns loaded. What's wrong, Batman? You scared to show yourself? Ah! What the? Please don't come near me. If you come near me, I'll take him out myself.
I really feel like it comes to the point in this brick film, you start to realize that it's not scripted. And I used to do this with my season 1 Batman brick films. I don't do this anymore. I script my videos now. But the thing is, it causes for this, like, really awkward silence, I guess, because the thing is in your brick films, you establish, what's going on when you're animating, and you don't actually think about what the lines are going to be, because you haven't written the script yet, which you should do beforehand, but you haven't done that, I'd assume. But, I feel like, you should utilize your script so that way it's not like an awkward silence, because it seems like there's so many freeze frames that you've set up for people to talk, but then you never, there's too much time to talk, and then you end up with like a 3-second awkward silence, and then you repeat something again. And, the dialogue didn't really seem there, and, the animation feels weird. It feels odd. It's not smooth, but it's not choppy. It's not anywhere in between. It's like if it was smooth, but you didn't use any ease in, ease out at all. And I feel like everything goes at the exact same pace, which is, it doesn't feel natural, but I don't know, that's just me. But yeah.
Come near me. I'll put my gun down. Don't come near me. You don't need to hurt me. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me.
In case I haven't made my point clear, this is like the main stuff that I'm talking about. Avoid redundancy in dialogue. Okay, let's continue. I can't tell if I just had an epilepsy PTSD flashback or if that was a really fast clip. Hold on. Yeah, that was a fast clip. Okay, so I had no idea what was happening in that, 5 frames of Batman, doing something. I couldn't see what was going on, and I'm not sure if you're trying to go for some sort of, flashy, quick, you can't really see what's going on kind of effect, but it doesn't work well, and the sound effects, well, no, there's no sound effects, but I mean, the voice acting, the voice acting is up to par, but there's just some parts that don't feel natural, I would say. Yeah, I would say that, yeah. I feel like if you gave, a more, a scream or cry out, a grunt, something like that, it would feel a lot more natural, and, yeah, just me.
I'm taking down myself. I'm not talking. Where's Zaz? I'm still not talking.
This makes a lot more sense now that I've uncovered it, but the reason, the reason your brick film doesn't, I don't know, feels a little bit out of place to me is because the music does not fit at all with the setting, and I realize this now. It would be so much better if there was no music at all, because the music is covering over 70% of the dialogue. I can't hear it, and then also it doesn't fit well, because it seems like this is a comedy, because the punching is Batman pretty much just pimp slapped that guy, and then he waves his fist at someone and then they go flying back, and then and then some other guy hits a wall and he goes ah. So I'd assume that this is comedy. If it's not, let's just focus that it is. So basically, it is comedy, right? So I feel like you need like a better song, I guess. Something that really fits it more, because this seems like some sort of like investigation. One of those like generic Kevin McCloy kind of things. You'd see a lot, but yeah, I don't know. I think you might want to work on your music palette better, or make it better. Sorry, grammar today's bad.
Nighty nights. Batman. Oh, Batman. Where are you, Batman? Are you gonna interrogate me? Ask me what Scarecrow is planning? Batman. Oh, Batman. This isn't funny, Batman. What are you trying to do? What clever tactic are you trying to do, Batman? Batman? I'm not talking! Zaz. Aww, you remember me. I'm touched. Did I ever tell you about the story of how I got these scars? Ah! Ah! Where is Scarecrow? I'm not telling you. Tell me. Okay. He has a plan to take over this prison. What prison? This prison. He's trapped you right inside it, and you'll never escape it. This is all a scary nightmare. You interrogate
Wait,
me.
what? Sorry, that does not compute. Once again, your setting was brilliant. I really liked the color palette that you used, and how Batman was hanging off the wall, and then he comes down and then interrogates them. So yeah. But the reason I'm confused is because it doesn't, the storyline doesn't add up. Like, why is the crook saying, Batman, this isn't funny, and then suddenly he's like, oh, by the way, this is all a part of my plan. It doesn't make sense. He wouldn't act like that. And you could say, oh, he's just trying to act, he's trying to, divert him, but that wouldn't help his plan at all. But yeah. But all in all, it was exceptional. It was pretty enjoyable. Not the dialogue, but I couldn't hear the dialogue at all, and when I could, it wasn't good. But but yeah. So we're gonna go over the rest of this because I just realized that there's more to it. I thought that was the end. Sorry, my editor is weird. So yeah, let's continue. I quickly just want to take back what I said about the animation not being choppy or smooth. It's definitely choppy. Just want to clear that up. But yeah. There's not a lot of movement, and I feel like there's a lot of freeze frames where just kind of it's it's like one of my Age of Alchemy work films.
Sir, you must choose wisely about your decisions now. Good luck, Master Wayne.
I'm confused what's going on right now because you kind of switched how the brick film's tone and general vibe is. What I'm trying to say is like, it was a comedy at first, or what seemed like a comedy, and suddenly it's this like dramatic, or taking yourself really seriously kind of brick film, and it doesn't work because you can't change the. It's like making a movie about a murder mystery. Say like someone hits a little girl with the car, and then the girl goes and invades them in their dreams. The creepy stuff, and then suddenly it turns into a happy, fun comedy balloon stuff. My sentences don't make sense. Like Whenever I say something, it's just like, it's so stupid. Like I said, happy, comedy, fun, balloon stuff. That's not A. Whatever. So, anywho, we're gonna get back to the topic. Um, you have to keep it. You have to keep the tone consistent throughout brick film to brick film, and for the whole series, for that matter, you have to choose a general vibe. For what the brick film is, because otherwise you're gonna have no target audience and nobody's gonna watch your videos. Although let's be honest, a lot of people watch your videos, so never mind. Well, I guess that was pointless, but yeah, let's continue.
We need to guard this place. The boss wants to place guard. Don't let Batman get in at all.
Guard the room for the Batman. Make sure he doesn't show up. And turn off the lights while I deal with the mayor. Hello, Mr. Mayor? What's wrong with you, man?
You all people should know there's plenty wrong with me.
Hua!
The fire will consume Gotham, and you won't be able to stop it, Batman.
Well, that happened. This is the part where we applaud. Well, anywho, I'm just gonna give my final thoughts. Oh, first I have to give my thought on the segment, then I'll give my final thoughts. The animation is acceptable. The thing is you don't have to be smooth at animation. Well, okay, no. Let me rephrase that. You don't have to have a high frame rate and have all that stuff to have good animation. But you don't have to have smooth animation for it to be enjoyable. But the animation here, it's really uneasy on the eyes, not because it's bad, but because it's hard to understand what's going on, I guess. In the brick film, I don't really understand a lot of the things that are happening. But, yeah. I feel like this brick film isn't in all the ways the best nor the worst. I've seen worse brick films, trust me. There's thousands of worse. I feel like the animation would have been better if there weren't so many freeze frames. Like, seriously, I actually sped up a lot of the parts where there was freeze frame for like 10 straight seconds, and I had to fast forward that, but I don't know, I just feel like this brick film is definitely different from what I've seen from your work before. Not in a better way, not in a worse way. It's just different. I feel like a lot of the problems that you had in previous brick films are not exactly, they've kind of been improved upon, but there's also a lot of new problems that have been presented through this brick film. But yeah, general thoughts. On a scale of 1 to 10, on a scale of 0, 0 being like, I don't know, like first brick film, choppy, camera shaking, no tripod, like 2 seconds kind of thing. 100 being like a really professional brick film, like, I don't know, like Brotherhood Workshop kind of level, stuff like that. I would give it I would say a 40. And keep in mind, guys, I don't grade off of, like, it's not like you get an F. No, 40's average in terms of brick films as like a whole. Like, yeah, on your standards, I would say it's average. you could take it a good way, you could take it a bad way. I would probably personally say it's a bad thing just because, you know, usually when you're a YouTuber, you always want to have something special about yourself that you bring to the table. Um, and you really have to find that out. I've always tried to do this. I've always, my brand as a channel has always been, funny guy, breaking the fourth wall, making, funny videos, making jokes about, you know, making controversial jokes about how, like, bandwagon things and stuff, and, like, breaking the fourth wall is kind of my thing. Not my thing, as in, like, I trademarked it, but, I just do it a lot. And, I've kind of made this brand for myself, even though it's not an actual brand, but you know what I mean. I feel like you really need to find your own substance, I guess. So, yeah. Thanks for watching.